back to me. So anyways, we're gonna talk about what Barry was talking about. Now, he was saying that, yes, I understand, if God's all-loving and all-knowing and all-powerful, then how does evil exist? Yet, see, this is how God works. I cannot speak for God, but this is how I believe He works. Now, through evil comes... excuse the dogs next door, they're a little bit loud. Through evil, God works. Now, God can perform miracles, which, well, that's another topic we're going to talk about. And God works through the inner makings of life. Now, as he used an example of little Sue and his mother dying in Katrina, see, now, the problem with that is that it does not give a clear example of how God is working. Now, yes, people happen to die, and people happen to pass away, but that's life. We all know that that's life. We all know... Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Just had to go bless some people, give me a sec. God does the trick. He refreshes. Now back to what I was saying. Now, with little Sue's example of a God not existing is very tough to follow, because God uses examples or uses people to work through them. Now, for the example of Hurricane Katrina that came through and killed the thousands of people, you can see it as, oh my gosh, why would a God kill people? Why would he do such a thing? Why would he do something like that? And it just doesn't make any sense. Well, quite frankly, we can see God actually working, because through that disaster, there were thousands of people that came to the rescue of those people. People came in, and together as a country, we worked together. We all know America. We all know how America works, and what it's doing and everything. We know life. We know what's wrong and what's right. But see, through this, God works. Now, you can go all the way back, to early times with Peter. He got, everyone knows Peter in the Catholic Church. Duh. Anyways, or you look at Paul or the apostles, they went through hell. They got punished like none other. Evil was all around them. The devil was working in their inner line. You see, that's the thing. God is there, though. And it's hard to explain this to certain people because, they don't want to understand because they cannot see what is the unseen. Now, you'll like this. There is a book, handy, eh? Why Would Anyone Believe in God by Justin Barrett. And within this book, he discusses something that which you cannot see. Which brings us sort of to our next topic. So for the problem of evil, let me wrap this up. The problem of evil is basically how you pertain it to be. Yes, there is evil in the world, yet God creates this evil to glorify him. To glorify what this God is and what he incorporates. Well, still, if there is a God, then why is he allowing people to die? Well, see, our friend here brings up a good point. Yes, there is evil in the world. Yes, we understand this. Yes, people die. Your family will die. You yourself one day will die. Sorry to bring it to you. Yet, where you go from there is the true understanding. There's this guy, well, Barry knows this very well, but I'm going to say it for him. And then I'll get back to Justin Barrett. There's this guy named Pascal, and there's this thing called Pascal's wager. And Pascal's wager, oh yes, I know this one very well, it's very good. Yes, I know you understand this one very, very well. Oh yes, that I do. It is a very good one. Oh, explain it. So, there's this guy Pascal, and he came up with this wager, and this wager is basically, there's four ways, four paths. You're an atheist, let's say you're Barry. You do not believe that God exists. When you die, there's no God. Well, good for you. You still don't believe that God exists, and you come to find out God exists. Well, you're going to hell. You're screwed. That's no fun. Then on the other side, for a theist, like my standpoint, let's say God exists. And I die. I'm in heaven. Woo! Good for me. Yet, if I die and God does not exist, well, that was a waste. That was a waste of time. So basically, from Pascal's wager, it is safe to say believing in God is the best route to go. Because you don't want to end up in hell. And if there is no God, then, well, there's no consequences. You're just dead, So, I like to bring something. So back to Justin Barrett. And this brings us on to the next part. Seeing which you cannot, or believing which you cannot see. Now, he did this study in which, over in England, with a few of his colleagues, and what they did is they took ages from 3 all the way up to 12. And what they did is they had a Cracker Jack box. And within the Cracker Jacks, they asked every single person, every single age, what was in the Cracker Jack box. And every kid there said, crackers, 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 crackers. And they said, Justin Barrett would say, well, open this. Open the box and see what's inside. And all ages from 5 and up would look and see rocks. And then they were asked the same question. Now, what if your parents came in? What if your parents came in and said, and they asked their parents the same thing, what are inside this Cracker Jack box? From ages 5 and up, they would say the same thing the kids said, that there is crackers within the box. See, that from age 5 and up, your brain starts to understand, seeing something that you cannot see. So in that same sense, for theists, we look at a cracker box, and we say, what's inside that cracker box? That cracker box being God. God is inside that box. Whether it be rocks or crackers, however you want it to be, that's God. Even though it's not the true form, even though it's not that, animal cracker that we loved and enjoyed when we were kids, that cracker is God. Either it be in a form of a rock or a tree or air or sand or water, whatever it may be. Holy water. Holy water. Sorry. Whatever that may be, God is there. And see, that's the thing. That if we take Justin Barrett's example, now he talks about, within his book, he talks about different stuff, of how your brain perceives God to be, how your arguments, kind of jump up at you. It's a very good book. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. So, our next topic will be basically free-flowing, wherever we go. And, so I like to bring back the Russian. I have a name, I like to bring him back and see where he does not believe in God. And then I, being a pastor of the Word of Jesus, will try and not fight against him, but bring the light of Christ, bring the light of God to him. And we shall see what's next. Commercial break. Wait, pop Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. Now, we are cutting down on time. We only have a little bit left, about 5 minutes or so. So, I'd like to bring something to the table. Let's say there is a God. Yet how can he create the world? How can he create everything around us? He is in charge of diseases. He is in charge of people dying left and right. See now, there cannot be a God who exists. Because quite frankly, it is something we imagine in our minds. See now, there's this saying within my world, is if one person believes something, like let's say the boogie monster is real, we call him crazy. Yet when a bunch of people believe in something you cannot see, we call it a religion. Christianity. So, how can you believe in something that you cannot see? There is no proof of a being standing right in front of you like me that God exists. There is no proof. So how can a God exist? How can it be able to live? See, there is no proof. You cannot say there is God to the left or there is God to the right. Because you cannot see God. God is not a being. Is God within time or without a time? You look at Dante's Inferno and you try and understand this realm beyond this world. See now, we've been to the stars. We have been past this realm that does not exist. There is no God. How this world came to be, we don't know. We can never know. See, this is Betty, Wichita from Russia, and this is where I stand. There is no changing it, and there will never be anything. For the Soviets, for Russia, for Russia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful day on BCC. We just talked with two of the most amazing people of this time. Now, I know this might not answer all the questions that you do have. And, you know, we've taken a poll to try and understand what people believe. And out of the people that said it, 13 people, or 86% of the people believe that there is a God. And 2 of them did not, leaving that 13.3%. Now, there's many reasons why God does not exist. There's many understandings. Yet see, the problem with that is it comes down to the individual. Now this is from my own personal standpoint, but God is personal. If there is a God, it's personal with that individual. Now I cannot speak for someone else. I cannot speak for the priest or for the Russian. See, that is their understanding of what they perceive God to be. And it's with that underlying making is whether or not God exists. So it comes down to an individual point in which, does God exist? Can God exist in the problem of evil? Can you believe in something that you cannot see? Does love exist? If you believe love exists, you cannot witness love. You cannot understand. You cannot say, right here in my hand I hold love. See, you can say the same thing. Right here in my hand, I hold God. It is a hard understanding, and it's hard to grasp one's mind around it. But see, this is where you can decide. This is where you decide whether or not God exists. I cannot tell you that he exists or he does not exist. You can look at holy water. You can drink it, you can be blessed, you can do it whatever you want. In whatever religion you believe. See, within each of us we're trying to find an understanding of life. What is the meaning of life? And that's what I leave you with. Is what is your meaning of life? How do you understand life for you? Thank you very much for joining me. I am Brian Annette, part of BBC, and all of us here today, we thank you very much for your time and enjoy the existence of life.